Welcome back to another issue of Words with Nerds. That's right, it's the Triple S Mave Squad or Mauve Squad.
Mauve.
Uh, Mauve. Hey, it's Mauve. Welcome back. It's us. It's me, Sundance Kid himself.
It's me, Slick C132 Vic Rodriguez.
Ooh, I like that.
And it's me, Space Case. What's up, guys? Yo, I'm not even messing around right now. We did not plan this at all. If you guys are YouTube viewers, you can clearly see what happened. This is how tight we are. This is such a rare color, and we accidentally all wore the same exact color.
Bro, it's so weird.
I'm so
That's
happy.
the weirdest
about
thing
this.
ever. The weirdest thing ever.
Like, not only that, but like the tops too. Like,
yeah, I
all
almost wore
black.
my beanie, but I got my friend's hat that Victor got me
Swear.
for my birthday.
So weird.
Dude, well, welcome back, guys. Issue 66. Also, another weird occurrence. I have number 6 pops up in my life so much. Keep it metal, friends. It's my week. That's my point. It's 66. It's my week. What a weird coincidence. If my sister's watching, she knows exactly what I'm talking about. But anyways, 66. We're talking about Rick and Morty, season 5. I'm an idiot. I'm just gonna throw that out there because last week I was super hyped about Rick and Morty, and not that I'm not still super hyped, but I thought Rick and Morty season 5 was like brand spanking new. This thing's been out for almost a year, and I'm just super behind.
Yeah.
So,
I did have
Sorry.
like a blonde. I had a super blonde moment because when you said it, I also thought there was a new season.
yeah.
So when I saw season 5, I was like, "Wait, I feel like I've seen this." So like I felt like an
Yeah.
idiot, and then I watched the episodes, and like it took me to episode 3 to where I was just like, "I've definitely seen this whole season. What the hell is Vince on?"
It's a big old whoops on my behalf, but I'll take that one. Shit, you had
Take that
to
L.
watch Rick and Morty again? That sucks, dude. I think HBO like just put it out on their app, and maybe that's
They
why I
did.
thought it was new. Yeah, that's why I got fooled, man. I got fooled. But
buddy.
here we are, talk about Rick and Morty season 5. We're each gonna pick an episode, standard Words with Nerds format. We're each gonna pick an episode, talk about it, go into it a little bit, and of course, at the end, since it's my week, we're always talking about theories and kind of having some fun with things at the end. I know Victor's a big Rick and Morty theory fan. I'm curious to see
Huge.
how DJ is with his knowledge. I'm probably the greenest one here as far as Rick and Morty lore and knowledge goes. So I am super excited to learn more and dive into this. What do you say, boys?
Let's do it.
Dub.
I'm actually going to go first. Is that cool?
Do it. Do your thing. This is your week.
You're drinking water when we're talking about Rick and Morty?
I mean,
Like,
I'm
they
drinking
have-
ginger ale.
Listen, am I not? What are you drinking? Coors Light? Because that's very Rick and Morty inspired.
The fucking banquet.
Listen, I'm drinking more. I'm
Dude.
drinking water because water has a lot to do with my first and favorite episode. So my favorite episode is actually the very first episode, and it's the
Well
one
done.
where Rick and Morty crash land into the ocean, and it sets off a huge Cold War between Rick and
Nimbus.
one of his many arch nemesis, Mr. Nimbus.
It's his, like, it's the arch nemesis.
So many arch nemesis, bro. Come on.
This one lives up to the hype, though.
This was awesome, dude.
This villain ultimately got his revenge.
He's
It
pretty
was
funny,
so
man.
good.
So much thrusting, and like whoever drew this has so much attention to detail. There's a lot of things moving. I love this episode.
My favorite bit in that whole thing, it has to, like, very first 5 minutes of it was what is it, when Jerry's like, I'm just gonna call the police. Like, don't call the police. Like, why? It's just like he just starts thrusting. He's like, don't shoot. He's like, now fuck each other. No, run away. He's like, he controls the police. Like, he controls the police. Yeah, that's one of his powers. Just whatever, Jerry, get inside.
The king of the ocean controls the police. That makes sense. The whole time, Mr. Nimbus is trying to have Morty's parents have a threesome with him, and he's got his like little starfish secretary. This is such a weird episode. I love that they kick this off with this episode. Like this was such
So
a
weird.
It was
fitting
so
episode.
good, dude.
So random, even by Rick and Morty standards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing out of the whole episode is actually the subplot to this whole thing is the alternate dimension. So I'm not gonna get super into detail because I'm assuming if you're here, you already know what the episode is.
Hope so.
If you haven't,
Yeah.
kind of spoilers, but go watch Rick and Morty season 5, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Anyways, Rick is in one room with Mr. Nimbus, right, trying to bargain with the best wine ever, while Morty is in the other room and he wants to get wine for his crush Jessica. So he goes into the other dimension, and every time he goes into a different dimension to get the wine, he sets off a chain of events that just leads into chaos in that alternate dimension. So I thought it was just really witty and smart how they did that, and they really paid almost more attention to the subplot than the actual story itself.
main plot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Very fleshed out, very done very quick, a lot of montages and stuff like that. But there's a lot of detail that went into those montages and really like built up those worlds. I think they can do a spin-off of that Narnia kind of universe if they really wanted to.
What the fuck is everyone with and their deal with flying metal birds? Or what is it? Cyberpunk birds. That was my favorite line in that whole thing too, honestly.
It was.
Did you guys know that this episode was inspired by 90s and X-Men? Because
I can see it. Yeah.
Days of Future Past. Right?
Days of Future Past and Namor. Not that Namor has anything to do with X-Men, but just specifically like Marvel. And speaking of Marvel, the writer of this episode is writing Ant-Man Quantumania.
Oh,
it's gonna get weird.
Yeah.
They better have like a random character in there that looks like Rick and or Morty. Like they're just like,
That would be hilarious. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Obviously, once again, big fan of X-Men. No wonder I like this episode because they definitely pulled elements from here. A lot of Easter eggs in here. I like the glass shards with all the multiverse kind of shots in there. A few of my favorites being Lego Rick and Morty, the Fonz Morty, and then obviously the biggest one was the Blade Rick and Morty that they mentioned, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, dude, that Rick. It's like, are we Blade? It's like, I think we're Blade in that universe.
Yeah,
It's cool.
exactly.
It's kind of cool.
It's such a good episode.
Really good. Holy shit, I'm sweating because I couldn't.
That episode just might be the best opener episode for like any of the seasons. It's just it sets this weird tone. It's fun. You like it's gonna be existential fun.
I got my notes here. I'm gonna notate weird tone.
Weird
because I have a theory, which it's not my theory, but I agree with this theory, and we'll get into it after we kind of recap everyone's episode. But I want to hear about your guys' favorite episodes. So, David, DJ, which one did you pick?
I picked Rick, Mariah, Jack, which is the last episode, season finale. I got like mind fucked. Like my whole thing when I was watching the episode was just like every scene kept like pushing the envelope and shit like that. And it was kind of just like this big reveal where it's just like they kind of shatter your image of Rick because you're just like, well, I mean, we've seen him fight literal God, like he's
he beat the shit out of the devil.
He beat the shit out of the devil. He made the president just be like, take this fucking selfie, bro. Like for no other reason because it was a Tuesday. So like we all kind of see Rick as like this omnipotent like being almost. And then to have that episode be like, hey, you're just like in a pocket of the entire universe where this dude is the smartest man alive. That doesn't mean he's the smartest man in the universe.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like, holy shit. So like now that they broke like the curve, which
Mhm.
is the way that that pocket dimension exists, or that pocket of like the world exists, now they're just opening up a ton of different possibilities in terms of like antagonists that you're going to meet along the way that will actually make Rick look dumb or
Mhm.
just make him question his own worth, and then that'll question the dynamic between him and Morty, and it'll just be a whole thing. And I'm here for it because in the later seasons, Morty's gotten ballsier and ballsier, man.
Yeah.
He's like real. He's really standing up to Rick in like these
Mhm.
last couple of seasons. He's just like, I'm not gonna keep taking your shit, bro. And so I think it's
He's been kicking ass lately too. Like he's
yeah,
been pretty
Morty's
good.
fun, bro. Fun.
He's not like dumb. Like it was really like
Right.
you are right. Where like in the original seasons, he was kind of stupid. Like he was genuinely stupid to his to Rick's like intelligence, and then like
I
throughout the
love how
seasons,
you just made that jump to he's kind of stupid, like genuinely stupid.
He's kind of a dumbass.
kind of a dumbass. Like he doesn't go to school, and like that was a big thing where he's like, I've only been to school like once every month because of you.
Yeah.
But the trade-off is he's actually really smart, like because he's hung out with Rick, so like he's gained that confidence throughout with it. It's that episode. I loved it. That was a good one too.
Commander and Queef. I love that. He's just like, oh yeah, you're really I can love Morty, dude. He's yeah.
Hey, you're a civil servant. You technically work for me. It's like, fuck you, you don't pay taxes. It's like you might sorry.
So yeah, season finale, episode 10. That was my pick.
Awesome. Well, only one more person left. Victor.
It was really hard because this season was like it had a lot of weird shit that I like. I really do. I am gonna go with what is it? I actually had it pulled up. Multiplicity, literally episode 2, the one with the decoy family.
Oh, I
Because they
keep getting
did,
fooled.
yeah, that they didn't want to what is it? They didn't want to do interdimensional cable again. Dan Harmon didn't want to do that or do like another random episode with memories. He just wanted to do something fun again, and I feel like this kept it like fun. Like watching Rick and all of his family die repeatedly, like, and every time you just see it, it's like, oh fuck the decoy family, like literally like that, and then it just keeps going from that point.
You always think they're actually dead, and they're like, oh, just kidding, it's the decoy family.
And literally, like the end of the episode where you just see like Space Beth and shit, and they're flying down, just like, oh shit, they killed the decoy family, and everyone's like, decoy family, and I'm like, oh, this is going on again. Sorry, that was like my favorite episode.
Yeah, that was a great one. What are some highlights in that one?
Oh, dude, fucking what is it? The puppets that they all hit out as fucking Muppets or something. They're all like talking. It's like, sorry, Dad. Like they're just like, sorry, Dad. This big old Muppet like versions of themselves. Like, yeah, maybe we can go out now. And you just see them like take it off. It's like we were just so cute. They weren't gonna kill us because we were just Muppet clones. They wouldn't mess with us. And what the fuck?
I gotta look this up.
Dude, that was like one of the best. I thought that was just fucking so silly and goofy. And then just hearing every time they're like, oh, fuck the decoy family. And then figuring out what the squids were that were killing them, what they were. Oh, that was fucking hilarious.
That's it, bro.
I don't fucking remember this at all.
But you're laughing.
Jared's watching it.
And then they're just like, hey, does the decoy family also have decoy families growing downstairs? Like, wait, what the fuck? You just hear Rick like, wait, what the fuck did you just say?
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, that was awesome. that was a great episode. I loved this season because I don't know. We were just talking about where the whole thing is like showing Rick. Like every episode is like minus that one, the one that I picked because I like silly ones like that. Like every episode in this season kind of shows Morty doing his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Rick being super codependent on shit. Like he's super like he's not like the singular person that he always tries to kind of convey. It's like literally like even the what is it, the Citadel of Rick's. It's because Rick doesn't like to be alone. He needs to be around something, even if it's
Yeah.
just like a version of himself. So that was cool watching this season.
I agree. Something I think that's really interesting that that they pull off really well is every episode it's not an anthology by any means. Every episode definitely connects to other episodes, but
Mhm.
very subtly. You can watch one episode of Rick and Morty and not have to know about anything else. It definitely helps because you're going to understand a lot more references and stuff like that, but they're all kind of standalone while being slightly connected to the other ones. And I think this season, probably out of all 5 seasons, did the best on like connecting everything. This kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of the later seasons in South Park, because that was kind of the same kind of thing they were doing. Like, yes, you could watch South Park episode by episode, and they kind of relate, like the characters kind of grow and reference each other throughout each episode moving forward. But they're never like connected by a whole season, episode to episode. This season, they kind of changed that whole thing, and the little subtle moments where the other episodes of Rick and Morty get tied in together, those become larger this season, I think.
Mhm.
So it's easier for us to kind of tie things together, especially now that we're on season 5 too, because we have so much content. It's not like we're working with 1 or 2 seasons. We have 5 full seasons.
Mhm.
There's so many theories out there that are kind of they're not really that secretive anymore. Like, there's no secret that there's a weird tone in this season. One being kind of going hand in hand with a theory that might be true, which is Rick and Morty eventually are going to clash and be nemesis, like be villains, like they're going to be up against each other, or Rick or Morty is secretly planning to kill Rick the whole time. How true do you guys think those kind of theories are? Do you think this season kind of shows that side and backs that theory up, or do you think that that is complete nonsense, or someone in the middle? We'll go with Victor.
I've heard those theories before. There's other theories that I feel like fit a little bit better, I guess.
Yeah,
But I've heard those
which
theories
ones?
before. So there's one theory that Rick is actually the dumb one and Morty's the smart one.
Mm.
That Morty kind of plays into all this stuff, but the fact that he survives every time when he's with Rick kind of shows that he's hiding something. And eventually it's going to get revealed that Morty was actually the smart one. That Morty was just kind of letting the Ricks think that they're the smarter ones because they were the adults and they could, as a fall guy, you know what I mean? Like, as a person that could be like that. There's another theory that because in the timeline that they exist, technically, every time you see a Rick that has a Morty, that's not supposed to exist because Beth dies, or his wife and daughter die to that particular Rick, and they just hop to another reality where Morty or their Rick passed away, and they kind of take that role. So it's supposed to be that eventually, like, they're accidentally creating a loop where they're making Morty isn't Morty. Morty is actually a Rick. Rick is going to grow up and just take over and just be like, oh yeah, no, when that version of Rick dies, he's going to be that universe's Rick, because there's kind of proof sprinkled in where if you pay attention in the Citadel of Ricks, there is 2 versions of a grown Morty that's wearing a white lab coat, partially gray hair, and then another one that his hair is just kind of slicked back, so he looks like he's just adopting the mannerisms as an adult version of that. I don't know. It's weird. The one theory that I do think that's going to happen now, especially since the finite curve thing has been broken, where it's like now it's not that he's the smartest man they created a universe where he would be the smartest man in the universe. That's not an existing thing. And every diehard Rick and Morty fan, so me, David, you might have heard of this too because you're a diehard fan as well. If you pay attention, Rick knows he's a character. Rick is the smartest person in his universe, so he knows he's fake. He always knows it, so he breaks the fourth wall and stuff like that. I think the next season we're going to see more reference drops of it, but he's going to meet Dan Harmon. He's going to meet the creator of the show. That's my theory that I feel like is going to happen. That it's gonna go back to being a cheery, weird show where it's gonna fall into that line where he's gonna meet the creator of a show and then kill him or drink with him. One of the two.
Interesting. There's such a complex theory behind everything going on in Rick and Morty. But I love it. I think it's all really interesting, and I'm curious to see as the seasons go on if there's going to be any more backing towards certain theories. To your point, Victor, I think the breaking of that curve, right? That definitely kind of shows that one way or another, Rick is not the smartest one. It's going to be Morty. Morty eventually is going to kind of take over and be the smarter one. I don't know, man. It's all a theory, and it's all kind of like leading in that direction. But who the fuck knows, man? It could go completely backwards next season, and we have no idea. DJ, you brought up the weird tone of the whole season. Did you mean kind of what we're talking about here, or was there something completely different that you wanted to bring up?
No. I meant like it was exactly like we just described, because it felt like what you said earlier, to your point, where it was like this season is one of the best in just interconnecting each episode to like one main plot. Like everything kind of has like a point to it, or every episode connects to each other in a good way, to the point where at the end we had kind of seen hints of like how this was going to end. We just didn't know that it was going to be like the destruction of the curve and like that and everything. My theory, or the theory that I really like, is the one that's currently like not trending or whatever, but it's like one of the theories that like is closest, that could be closest to being reality, is now that we've seen that like evil Morty, and now that the curve is destroyed, it's possible that, you know, C-137 Morty is going to eventually become that evil Morty and then time travel back. So he's like stuck in like a time loop almost. So I kind of like that theory of just like what is Rick going to do that is going to make him turn to that? You know what I mean? So yeah. I think that's going to be a fun theory.
That would be a wonderful end. That'd be a wonderful end to that show. I'm not gonna lie. Like if it ended up being that.
I hope it doesn't end soon though. I hope this keeps going for a long time.
I
hope this is another long running animated series that doesn't end in like 7 or 8 seasons. Like I want 20 seasons of Rick and Morty. Keep it going. Keep it
disappointed as shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there is an end in mind, and I have a theory of my own, which probably is true. I think Dan Harmon has a room somewhere in his house with Rick and Morty like just laid out everywhere, like the plot line connecting with strings and everything. I would love to just walk into that room and see what's going on.
Oh yeah.
It's funny because like he you're not wrong there. He loves interconnecting shit and he loves doing that. He's made jokes about that where he's like he tries to do like the comedic cinematic universe to the equivalent of Marvel. Because even if you see like a lot of the voice actors that were on the past 5 seasons of Rick and Morty were on other projects that he did. Freaking Planetina was Alison Brie.
Yeah, there are a lot of connections with Marvel and Rick and Morty. As far as just like behind the scenes, like I'm referencing the writers. There's a lot of writers that have worked on Rick and Morty that work on Marvel. Episode 1, for example. There's little connections here and there. There's really, I'm not saying that there's like solid a connection between the MCU and the Rick and Morty. I'm just saying, like, as far as behind the scenes, the writers and like voice actors and stuff like that, there's been people that have worked on both shows very often.
Dave knows what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about too. I'm just referencing something different.
You bastard. I just hope that it somehow because he did manage to do the loop around with Community. I don't know if you remember that episodes.
Yep.
That episode, he always has plans out because he actually did really want to finish the whole Community saga with a movie.
6 seasons in a movie.
6 seasons in a movie. The reason why he dropped that in the original Community run was because he's like, I can do 6 seasons in one movie and I will finish it all. And he already kind of has an idea. I hope it ends the way I want it to end, which is that like Rick and Morty meeting Dan Harmon.
Do you think Rick and Morty is going to get 6 seasons in a movie, just like Community was supposed to?
I can see it. It's popular.
Kind of ironic. I can see Dan Harmon pulling that kind of thing. Like that would be a very Dan Harmon thing to do. Is be like, yeah, I said 6 seasons in a movie. Oh, I didn't mean Community. I meant Rick and Morty.
They would have to pull in so many. Like, I would love them to pull in like Joe McHale and Donald Glover just voice acting in the episode.
Oh, that'd be great. Donald Glover, we know can voice act.
Danny Pudi.
Then put,
Yeah,
oh my god, his homie. Like,
so go ahead.
No, that's fine.
Well, I was gonna start wrapping things up, but if you got more, keep going.
No, Rick and Morty. I don't know about you guys. I have a funny ass story about it. Actually, do you remember the Szechuan sauce?
Oh, at McDonald's? Yeah.
Yeah. So when this is aging me so fucking bad. This had to be like what 4 or 5 years ago, right? This had to be 4 or 5 years ago.
Mhm.
When Rick and Morty got renewed for season 3, and they had this whole bit about Szechuan sauce. I don't know if I'm even saying that right. They had a whole bit about it where they're like Szechuan sauce, McDonald's bring it back, blah 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 blah. So McDonald's like a week later was like, hey, we just produced Szechuan sauce for like this particular episode. We're sending 10 to 1. There was only like, I think it was like 25 McDonald's in the United States that did this. And one of them was out by Joliet.
Yep.
I drove out to Joliet because I'm like, this would be neat. I want to get some Szechuan sauce. I want to see what the fuck's it about. Like, I didn't know how many they sent. They only sent like 10 or 20 to each location with some posters. And there was only like 10 or 20 posters. Dude, I showed up at like, it had to have been 7 or 8. And I swear to God, the line wrapped around the fucking block. But it's like a block on a highway. So the line wrapped around that way. And it had to be a line of like close to 130 people. And I'm like, oh, fuck this. And you guys, Vince, do you remember our nurse friend, Jesse?
Do I remember Jesse? Of course I remember Jesse. I love Jesse.
Jesse was the third person in line that camped out. Fucking
I remember that.
Like 8 o'clock the day before, and he just stood in line, had a chair with 2 other people. He got Szechuan sauce. Like, he got it. Bro, as soon as he got it, I'm like, I'm so jealous. People walked up and genuinely offered this man for a pack of Szechuan sauce $500 to $1,000.
Wow. Did he take the money?
No, he ate it.
Oh, what an idiot.
Come on, Jesse. Bro, what are you doing? Listen. You didn't want the money?
Let me get my paper.
Wow.
Maybe Jesse's rich. I don't know. He's in California right now. Like, all right, like fucking shout out to you, man. But like, I remember that. I remember I was like, dude, are you gonna take the money? And he's like, no, I got nuggies. And then he has it, and I just remember he goes, not that good.
Wow. That like, listen. If I know my guy Jesse, that sounds just like him. That's the life he leads. He says, money, no thank you. Szechuan sauce and the experience of having Rick and Morty Szechuan sauce that I camped out overnight for, absolutely, that's the route I'm taking.
That's Jesse and a fucking fucking
God.
shout out,
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm gonna wrap things up, boys. Keep this one short and sweet for ourselves. It's late here, and you guys watching too. I'm sure you guys have a lot left to do in your day, or want to go to bed, whatever the case may be. I do want to touch on one thing real quick because I just learned about this right before we started recording. I forgot what exact episode this is in, but I'm talking about the Vindicators. So there is a rumor, and it is a almost truth level rumor, that the Vindicators are getting their own spin-off show.
What the fuck?
Yeah, buddy. Would you guys watch that?
Fucking yeah. As long as it's in that same goofy ass universe, absolutely.
Yeah. There's talks that they are possibly getting a spin-off. I wish I had more to go off of. I literally just found out before we started recording here. I wanted to kind of like get some meat and potatoes behind this, because I don't like being the guy to be like, oh yeah, fucking Norman Reedus is gonna be Ghost Rider. Nah, like just I don't like rumors like that. So yeah, if this is true, that's sick. I thought I'd mention it, and who knows, maybe in a couple months we'll be talking about the Vindicators as a spin-off show or something like that. That'd be cool.
Norman Reedus has a million ants.
Norman Reedus is a millionaire. Yeah, I don't know. That's one of my biggest pet peeves is scrolling through Facebook and seeing a picture and it says news. And it's like, Norman Reedus confirmed to be Ghost Rider in Marvel Universe. No, he's not, bro. This is a picture. And people were taking that and they're like, oh my God. It makes me so mad. I'm sorry. I'll get off my podium now. Anyways, boys and girls.
Hold on. I have one stipulation for your, if that's actually a theory.
What, the Vindicators or Norman Reedus being Ghost Rider?
The Vindicators.
Okay.
They have to do it like
I'm purposely throwing monkey wrenches in because I know David's loving it.
I would love it if they were to all die in every episode, and they would have to get constant rotations of new actors and voice actors, but well-known ones, so it's kind of funny.
They don't have the budget for that.
Nah, man, I'm still scarred from Invincible first episode having a killer voice cast and them getting all killed off.
Bro,
it wasn't so great. Good. I was looking forward to that.
Yeah, but I think that's it for this one, guys. Rick and Morty season 5 on HBO Max and Adult Swim. I don't know what the fuck. I watch it on. I stream it, so I'm not sure what.
Adult Swim.
Adult Swim.
Yeah, Adult Swim. Hulu, I think.
Hulu. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, check it out if you guys haven't seen it yet. Aside from these 3 episodes, every single episode is great. Let us know in the comments what your guys' favorite episodes were. Next week is DJ's pick, so we will be back per usual with another episode. But until then, guys, I'm gonna let DJ send us out.
Yeah, this was pretty fun. But let's get out of here. Mauve, maybe. Triple S Crew signing off. It is me, Sundance Kid himself.
It is me, Select Vic Rodriguez.
And it's me, Space Gaze. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week with a brand new episode. Adios.
Peace.